This brand new Pokemon V-Star can tank and heal damage infinitely. Roll the intro. What's going on, everybody? Hitmonchanning here, back again with another Pokemon trading card game online deck tech. Today, I am covering a brand new Pokemon V-Star from the brand new Silver Tempest set that just released not too long ago. Today, it's going to be Serperior V-Star, and I'm very, very excited to play this card. Like, I've been testing this deck. It's so much fun. I might even build it and bring it to my locals, but you're probably thinking, well, you're really excited about this card. What does it even do? Well, it has the Regal Blender attack for 190 damage, 1 grass, 2 colorless. You can move any amount of energy from your Pokemon to your other Pokemon in any way you like. Now, on its own, that doesn't seem too good, but you gotta keep this in mind. Serperior has free retreat. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you can move your energy off of Serperior, right? I mean, that says that in the attack. And the third thing is that Cheryl exists. So I'm gonna give you a rundown of how this deck works and how I've decided to build it here. But before I can talk about the rest of the deck, we have to talk about one other very crucial card. That is the brand new Altaria from Silver Tempest. It has the magical Echo attack for 2 colorless energy. It allows you to move all damage counters from one of your bench Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. So you can see how that's really good with Serperior, because you know you get hit by something with Serperior. Let's say like a new VMAX does 210 damage to you, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get knocked out next turn. But you can Regal Blender all that energy onto Altaria, and then your next turn, if they, you know, you can switch, do whatever. And then you can Magical Echo and put all of that damage, take it off Serperior, and put it onto your opponent's active. So like, let's say you use Regal Blender, you get hit, then you retreat, go to Altaria, and move all those damage counters off. And even if you can't use Altaria, we still play 2 copies of Cheryl in here, so you can just Cheryl your Serperior to your heart's content, and then put a different Serperior in the active. That's another option you can do as well. So there's kind of 2 ways to play this deck. They both revolve around tanking and healing though. And we also have one other copy of Altaria, but it's the Tempting Tune one. It allows you to search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, you can shuffle your deck, and then put that card on top. So you can easily find your Cheryl, your Boss, your Serena, your Roxanne, your whatever, your Raihan. You can easily find whatever you need whenever you need it. So the main parts of the deck I already covered. We got a 4-1-2 line of Swablu in the different Altarias, a single Crobat to help us with some draw support, as well as a Lumineon V, so we can guaranteed find our, you know, we can find our Cheryls, we can find our supporters a little bit easier. We also have one Radiant Gardevoir in here to bump our Serperior from 270 damage, or 270 health, to effectively 290. And we're also playing a 1-1 line of Leafeon V and Leafeon V-Star in here, just because Greening Cells is really, really good if you miss that first turn attachment, or if you get a first turn Grass attachment or first turn V-Guard attachment, and then you can attach a Grass energy with Greening Cells, so you don't always have to use the double turbo energy. That is really, really strong. And then the IV-Star V-Star power is really powerful as well. It's just a free boss's orders, so you know what's not to love. Plus, Leafeon V-Star makes her a pretty decent backup attacker. So that's it for the Pokemon counts, but for our items and such, we're playing 1 Escape Rope, 1 Ordinary Rod, and 1 Pal Pad, you know, just to help us get some recovery and switching going on. 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, 2 Turffield Stadium, so we can easily find our Grass-type evolutions, as well as 1 Collapsed Stadium, so we can actually get rid of our Crobat, or maybe get rid of, like, one of our damage Serperior that we can't move damage off of for some reason. Playing that Collapsed Stadium to help us out even more. We play a single boss's orders, and you might think that's a little bit low, but we're actually playing 3 Serena as well. We really want to make sure that we can either draw when we need it or switch our opponent's Pokemon when we need it, because I can't tell you the amount of times that having Serena in my hand to use either option has greatly benefited me, because I can just say, okay, you know, I'm going to wait to see what I draw and then go into this Serena. We're also playing 2 Marnie for research, 1 Raihan, 1 Roxanne, and then we're playing a single Air Balloon to retreat. Important to note, Serperior V-Star has free retreat. Altaria does not. It costs 1 energy to retreat. Same thing with Leafeon. It's got 2. Gardevoir's got 2. So on and so forth. And then the last thing is the energy count. 6 Grass energy. We're playing 4 Double Turbo. So we can kind of guaranteed have a Serperior going. As long as we get a Leafeon or a first turn attachment, which is very easy to do. And then we are playing 2 copies of V-Guard energy, just so we can take 30 less damage from our opponent's Pokemon V. Now, I am opting not to play Big Charm in this deck, but it is something I might add in later. And we're gonna have to see how it plays, but I really wanted to make room for these Altaria, and there's like the Swablu line, so cutting the Big Charms is a controversial choice, I will say, but I'm gonna, like, you know, kind of prove why it's a little bit, why it's pretty good. So without any further ado, we're gonna hop into some games and hopefully get some dubs with Serperior VSTAR. My opponent calling the coin flip here. I would say tails never fails, but heads give us success. So we're just gonna go first for sure. I mean, going first with this deck is the best part about it. Oh man, okay, our mulligan has to save us here because we have an absolutely abysmal hand. We're gonna see what my opponent's playing. I don't know what it could be. Water Dragon. Oh, some sort of Kyurem deck, but 2 mulligans is unfortunate for sure. Hopefully off of our draw, we can get like an Ultra Ball. If we can get like an Ultra Ball or something, I'll be a happy camper for sure. Yes to rest. Oh man. This is terrible. Like, this is actually so bad. At the very least, we'll collapse Stadium, so they can't bench a billion things. At least, it looks like we both had a bad start, though. So that's okay with me. Unfortunately, though, we have to research away, like, a lot of good resources. Because I'd rather, in a scenario like this, I'd rather see the extra 2 cards than Marnie. My opponent, of course, they have the Battle VIP Pass. I'm willing to bet they have 2 Battle VIP Passes in their hand. Like, I mean, come on. How could they not? Palkia or Anguru, okay, there's gonna be another Battle VIP for sure. Like with Kyurem's got a lot of basics. I'm very surprised they mulligan twice with Kyurem. That doesn't seem like something that happens very often. I think I've maybe mulliganed with Kyurem like once. It hasn't been anything like excessive. But they can prime it. Oh, they have the Irida too, okay. So if they're just playing the 1 VIP pass, because I know some lists play 2, then they can't even get it with Irida, but that's okay if you start with your VIP pass and you get Irida, because then you can literally just Irida for Pacious Bucket and Greninja, and then discard, or you can get Kyurem and Bucket, or you can get whatever in Bucket, and just discard and start going crazy. Kyurem and Switch is interesting, so they must have a Water Energy in hand, a couple Water Energy for that matter. Playing on like Kyurem, probably going to attach to it, switch into it. Yeah, that would make the most sense to me. We do want to preserve our Gardevoir here, because that can really, really help us tank in this matchup, like, for sure. And V-Guard is another important card. Hopefully, though, we can get a pretty decent start here. They're going to Rapid Freeze, probably attaching an energy or 2 to the active Kyurem, which is unfortunate for us. Maybe they just have 1 energy, though. If they just have 1 energy, might not have been the right play. They have something else for sure, I think. Yeah. Yeah, they have another energy. Do they have 1 more? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, we get a Quick Ball here, so that's okay. We'll Quick Ball away this Marnie. At least we can actually save the Marnie. We'll grab Serperior. No, what's it called? No Leafeon is unfortunate. We can Turf Field. Attach this. We can Paddle Pad. Get this Marnie back in there and research the rest of the way. You know, pretty good overall. I can't complain too much about that. Get Swablu Serperior. I think Lumineon is in there. I should have checked. We're gonna actually, let's think about this. We'll Turf Field here. Grab the Serperior. Lumineon's not there either. Why do we have like the worst pricing? Like, we're having terrible pricing. Okay, we'll grab Serperior. Maybe we can even Crobat here. Yeah, why not? Why not? There's no reason not to Crobat. Because if they want to take out Crobat, I'm fine with that. I'd rather see the extra cards, you know? Like, yeah, to me, that's a much better hand here. And I'm, like, very much willing to give them a Serperior. That's how, like, tragic this has been, because we have the research in hand. Actually, I'm willing to give them Bat. Yeah, I'll give them Crobat. That's what I'm gonna do. You're probably thinking that it is such a strange choice, but I'd literally rather keep every single other Pokemon on my bench than Crobat, so they can knock that out for free if they want. Like, I don't mind that, you know. I have to see what they have. I mean, a lot of lists play Cross Switcher. My list is really heavy because I play 4. A lot of lists just play 2. There's Palkia coming out. I don't think they have any energy in the discard, but they do have the Crobat for 5, which is really, really good. So if they can find their Kyurem, which they found it, I mean, they can very easily knock out Crobat here. They have the Choice Belt. They just discard 1 energy, and they can just knock out Crobat, which is fine with me, because hopefully I can Serperior combo my way around this. But they have the bucket too, so they can just, you know, do some shenanigans. But what I'm a little bit terrified for here is like spreading my energy. They're gonna Lost Vacuum, get rid of our Turf Field Stadium, which I'm fine with. I'm very much okay with that. Here comes the Glaciated World. They're probably gonna attach it to the active Kyurem. Yeah, so they can very easily knock out our superior, like our V-Stars, both our Serperior V-Stars here. Because we have 290 thanks to Radiant Gardevoir, but 290 is still very easy to hit with Kyurem. You just need 3 energy discards plus a belt. They only need to discard 1 here, and we have no tool removal, so we're going to be in for a bit of an issue here because we can't get a V-Guard down turn 1. But we'll have to do a bunch of evolving. And unfortunately, like I said, we don't have our Lumineon, so we can't even boss something up. So we'll grab another Swablu and a Research here. So we're flying through our deck pretty quickly. We do have the Air Balloon, another Ultra Ball. Like, we're in an okay spot. I'm gonna Regal Blender, and knowing what I have in my hand, I'd rather move the Grass Energy, because if I go all my eggs in one basket, it's not going to be good because they can just boss KO. Because they're taking a knockout here anyway. So my prediction is that it's going to be worth it to move this double colorless. No, it's more worth it. Yeah, it's more worth it to move the double colorless. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. Because they can easily take a knockout with what's already on this Kyurem. But it would be nice if we could have bossed something up. However, a good thing would be, I don't know, like this puts us in a tough spot right here. This is a very tough thing. This is why it's worth adding those Big Charms in there, like literally just for the Kyurem matchup, because you can put on a Big Charm and then it bumps your HP with Gardevoir, of course, from 270 to 320, which is the VMAX number. And you did discard 4 energy to hit 320. So that's very good, or 1 less energy, I think, right? If you have belt attached, and they have the full combo going with their Ranguru and their energies. They're getting Palkia ready to go here, so they know they can't take out both our superiors at once. They're just gonna Max Frost, discarding 3 energy, I believe, to go into. Yeah, so they got the 3 energy discard. Palkia is still there. Thankfully, we can take multiple prizes here. They can take 3 prizes, put us back into the game with the Serperior VSTAR. We'll attach this energy, get another Altaria down. And now, I'm thinking we grab another Serperior V. But we don't have another VSTAR, that's the issue here. So we gotta be careful. Maybe we just Serena, get rid of some cards. I think that's what we do, right? Because they have the V-Star power, and we need to take the knockout here. Yeah, so I think we Serena, get rid of Research and Ultra Ball, and just draw 3. That's okay, because we can even, I mean, we have the Altaria to use as well. I don't see them knocking out Serperior. The Collapse would have been nice to have at this point in the game, I will say. If we didn't have a bad start, I think we could have easily won the matchup. But we're going to Regal Blender here for the KO. And move this energy to Altaria. We'll move it to this one. Again, that is to bait my opponent. That's just kind of my playstyle with this deck. We got a Leafeon too. Okay, we don't really need Leafeon. And there's our Lumineon. Like, we had such terrible pricing. It's probably worth adding a Hisuian Heavy Ball in here as well. Like, I don't see Palkia knocking us out here, so being able to retreat into that Altaria, Magical Echo all the damage onto it is going to be very, very strong. Another thing we could do if they bench another Kyurem, which is very possible, is we can boss that up and Magical Echo to that as well. Now, the only fault in our plan here is if they knock out an Altaria, but that's why I didn't put all my eggs in one basket with, you know, our kind of layout here, was because okay, they're putting another Palkia down. I have an Air Balloon on this one. Interesting. Oh, and we're gonna get Rock Sand. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So as long as we can get a decent supporter out of this, that'll be fine. We got Lumineon. Okay, Lumineon's okay. Lumineon helps us out. So they're gonna go for a hit here. We actually have Lumineon Boss. Probably the two best cards to get in this scenario. We would like an energy though, so they're gonna Quick Ball, and most likely grab another Kyurem here. Like that would be my pick if I were playing the deck. Yeah. Okay. So thankfully, we can move all of our damage away from Serperior onto this Kyurem. Subspace Swell is doing 200. Oh, we don't even knock it out though. I mean, we can Rock Sand my opponent back too. We could also take out Guru, but then that Kyurem just comes through and sweeps us. Like, they just V-Star power all the energy onto it. Okay, I think that our choice here, we need to find V-Guard. That's like our only way to win this match, I think. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's our literal only way to win the matchup here. So we're gonna Rock Sand, unless I'm missing something. We can take 2 prizes, but then they just knock out Serperior. Because, yeah, okay, we gotta Rock Sand. We gotta Rock Sand. We gotta limit their options as much as possible. There's the V-Guard. Okay, alright, I'm content with this. I'm content with this. We can V-Guard here. So Training Court, grab this. And now, I think we Ultra Ball and find Fish. I think. Yeah, or not Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, that's what I meant. We Ultra Ball, get Fish. Just in case we need to use it. We threaten it, we retreat, and then we Magical Echo. Move all the damage onto that Palkia. So they can take out our Altaria here. Hopefully we've limited their options enough. Because they've used Lumineon, they've used Crobat, they have Guru. The scary thing is they have the V-Star power. Like, that's what I'm so terrified of. Oh, they're gonna boss up something here. It's gonna be our Serperior, okay. So maybe they're trying to go for the big knockout here. Unless they're just trying to put more damage on it, but we just have Altaria. Like, it doesn't matter if they put more damage onto it. They get the water energy, that's fine. They use their supporters, so they have no draw. No Radiant Greninja is down. They can Guru and, like, pray. They're probably... Maybe they're gonna try and knock it out with Kyurem. They have the belt. I'm very confused with what their goal is. Okay, they can Subspace Swell all you want. 170, that's fine. I can knock out your Palkia so you don't even have access to Star thing, whatever. Like, I can use Altaria, like, again, right? I think that's just the best play. Because that way I remove the threat of the Kyurem. Unless, they need a lot more to get the Kyurem. That's what I'm thinking. We have 3 energy right now. We're doing 180 with Star Winder. Yeah, we just Magical Echo here and pray. Because we don't even need to bench Lumineon. We don't even need to use, like, our supporter here. We won't even use the... What's it called? We won't even use the court in case we find Raihan. Just Magical Echo. Knock out that Palkia. And we can take our 2 prize cards. Like, to win here, they need Palkia V-Star, 3 energy attachments, like with the V-Star power, another attachment, and Kyurem VMAX. Okay, they have Melanie, but they're Melanieing to this Palkia. That's what I don't understand. Like, what's that for? Because now we can just attach an energy, Serena up a benched Pokemon, and then Starwinder for KO. Because we have another attachment in hand guaranteed with the court and our attachments. Like, it doesn't matter if we get Rock Sand again, for example. But we can't because they're just Melanied. So I'm a little confused to their game plan. Maybe they're going to try and Hydro Break here and knock out Altaria, like, and try and limit our options. But, like, in this matchup, for example, I don't think they know what Serperior's V-Star power does. They're just going to end their turn. Okay, we don't even need to use anything. We can just retreat and we can just Starwinder for the KO. Like, that's just about it. Pretty, like, unexciting end to this game. But, hey man, you heard it here first. Serperior VSTAR, we had a really bad start, and we still bet Palkia Kyurem. I mean, this deck is just really, really cool. We get to call the coin flip here. Tails never fails, as I always say. And it keeps failing me today throughout this recording. However, going second isn't too bad. In this case, going second is really good, I will say. Because we can actually just Professor's Research the rest of our hand away. Opponent's got a Remoraid coming out here. So this is going to be interesting. Tower of Waters. I see that Lightning type energy on the deck box. So it's maybe going to be a Zeraora deck. Getting rid of that Drapion. Kind of with Empoleon V. Basic non-rule box abilities aren't important in our deck, so that's fine. You can bring down your Empoleon as much as you want. We can get rid of this Tower Waters. We can play this Air Balloon. Is it worth Crobatting for 2 cards here? Might as well, right? Because we're gonna discard it anyway. Oh, that didn't even help us. Okay, yeah, we're gonna research the rest of this away. We just hoping to get a Serperior here and an Energy, which we get. We actually had a really, really good setup here. I'm thinking we just do double turbo and we just pass to my opponent. I don't see them getting an attack off, but even if they do, we have the Swablu. You know what I should have done though? I should have used the Turffield Stadium. That is a misplay for me for sure. I definitely should have used this Turffield Stadium because I could have just gotten my Serperior VSTAR for free, but I'm probably going to be able to find it with my Professor's Research here, so I'm not too concerned. And we have our Altaria all ready to go now, so it's not like we're going to be in a bad spot or anything. And my opponent played that Irida down, so there's no way they can Melanie and get like a Rapid Strike energy with Octillery, for example. So we're in a pretty decent spot. Like, I think we're okay. I don't see them getting an attack off this turn. They're going to Quick Ball away a Marnie, and what else are they going to grab here? Maybe they'll grab their Zeraora, or they're going to grab Crobat. So a lot of targets here that have relatively low HP that we can kind of 2-hit combo with Serperior, because they're all basic Vs, and we can just Serperior, they can hit it into us, we can move those damage counters away, and we can be on with our day and, you know, take a nice knockout. So we got a really good setup going on. I would have liked to get a Leafeon V down just so we can have our Serperior ready to go, but that's okay with me. I'm fine. They're just going to attach that Rapid Strike energy and pass it on over. So we actually get a pretty good, we got a pretty good thing going on right here. We go to research, just hope we find our Serperior VSTAR, which we do thanks to that Ultra Ball. And what I think I want to do here is play this Serperior V, Ultra Ball away Cheryl and Quick Ball. I don't see us using any of those right now. We can grab our Serperior VSTAR. And so we can either Escape Rope and force something into the active and then Collapsed Stadium, which I think we'll do. Yeah, we'll Escape Rope first. And I'm doing this on purpose because I want to kind of trick our opponent into, like, okay, they're going to give us the Crobat, we're going to put up Serperior, and then we're going to Collapse Stadium them. So my thought process behind that, well, we'll go ahead and Regal Blender first. 170 damage, nothing crazy. I'm thinking we don't move the energy. I'm actually thinking we just leave it on the Serperior because we haven't played any other double turbos yet. So we can just use Serena to find one based off our draw. Boom, draw 5 cards. We'll probably get one if we need to use Altaria. But yeah, my whole play there was I wanted to kind of make them think, like, is it worth giving up the Octillery to preserve those 2 prizes? Or, like, because I don't want them to get rid of that Crobat down the line. They're going to boss up probably our, oh, they're going to boss up our Altaria. Interesting. They're actually going to be able to knock that out if they find another energy. Okay. So they're going to knock out Altaria. They get that Spiral energy going. And they're going to knock out Altaria, but we can bring up Serperior and just knock out something else next turn. We can even use Serena and bring up that Crobat and knock it out, which might be the best play. Because if you think about it, we can knock out that Crobat. They have to move an energy off of Empoleon. Like, they don't have a choice. Okay, so they have the Zeraora now, which makes things a little bit more interesting. They can Swirling Slice, move the energy to Zeraora, and take some sort of snipe on our Pokemon here. So I don't know what I want to do. Well, I want to bring Serperior up for sure, but I don't know if I want to get the Zeraora ready to knock out or hit into the Empoleon, I think I should like get the Zeraora. Because then at the very least I can Regal Blender and move, what's it called? And move an energy off? I think so. Or do I just take the Crobat? Yeah, you know what? I think I just take the Crobat. Honestly, just because my opponent can take it for knockout. They're doing 160 with Cross Fist. And I'll move this, what's it called? This Grass Energy to the Serperior so we can just find an attachment. Hopefully, we will get something good off of our prizes. Double Turbo, okay, so Double Turbo is good. Another Serperior V-Star is okay. So we can use this Serperior next turn if this guy gets hit into, which I'm fine with. Or even if we find an Altaria, we can actually move all the damage off of this. But my opponent here has Zeraora coming into the active. I'm curious to see what they opt to go for. If they're going to go for a Cross Fist and well, they're going to go for Cross Fist, but if they're going to knock out Swablu or hit into Crobat or even hit into the Serperior, like they're all decent options for sure. My opponent's probably looking for a supporter, so it's probably going to be Karina's Focus here. Oh, they're getting Passimian. Okay, so they're going to hit the Crobat here then. And we're going to get Marnied. Okay, I'm not mad about that Marnie at all because now we can kind of just tank some damage and stuff. Unfortunately, no, what's it called? No energy in the hand. They can go ahead for a Cross Fist though, probably taking out our Crobat, or maybe even hitting into our other Serperior. They are. Now, I'm very happy about that. And I'm going to show you why I'm very happy about that. So, we need to make sure though. So, I'm debating, do I Marnie them? Because we need to find two things. Okay, I'm going to Quick Ball away Lumineon, because we're not going to be using that. We have Altaria, and we have a Double Turbo. So this is going to be really risky here. But I'm liking it. So we'll grab our other Serperior. And then we're going to Serena. Discard Marnie and Roxanne. Found the Altaria. Oh man, we did not get the other energy though. Okay, they can't even Cross Fist this turn though. So I'm okay with that. Okay, so we're gonna Serperior. We'll Regal Blender right here. And we'll move this to Altaria. Because they can't actually, and you know what? I think I'll move this Grass to the Serperior too. That's my plan. Okay. So if we found the Double Turbo, we could just retreat and move all of these damage counters off of Serperior and just knock out the Zeraora for free, basically, while also healing our Serperior. But we needed to find that Double Turbo, and not having it really sucked. I think we only have one in play here, so we have one in deck and probably two prize, which is really unfortunate. Like, you don't see that happen every day. Probably finding a Tower of Waters here. Oh, Rapid Strike energy. So, oh, they're gonna Trekking Shoes. My guess is, I don't know what they're gonna try and do here. Like, I don't think they can attack again with Zeraora. Like, they can, I don't think they can use Cross Fist once again. Like with this Zeraora. They're gonna retreat into Empoleon here. And I mean, they can hit into this Serperior if they want to, or knock out the bench one. If they have a boss, they knock out the bench one. That'll suck. I won't lie to you. Like, that won't be very fun for us. But we can boss up that Zeraora and knock it out too. So we kind of fair trade that a little bit. But I'm just waiting to see what my opponent decides to do here. I hope they hit into the active. Like, I genuinely do. Because that would be so funny. We just move all the damage off of it, and like, what can they do? Like, we knock out their Empoleon, or we even boss up their other Zeraora and KO it. Now they can Quick Ball here, probably going for like to thin their deck because they can't even put anything else on the bench. They have the Lumineon. Unless they have the Stadium in hand, there's nothing they can do because they already Rapid Strike searched. Oh, they have the Karina's Focus. Okay, so they're probably looking for that Tower of Waters so they can bump the Stadium and get a boss for the next turn, for example. That's what I'm guessing they're looking for. See, this is also why the Collapsed Stadium is good against decks like these that kind of rely on bench space, whereas with Serperior, we're like chilling. Like, we're in a very good spot. They can't boss us. Like, they can escape rope us. They're just gonna Swirling Slice, hit into our Serperior V-Star here. So, what I do here depends where they move the energy. Okay. Now, this is important. Do we hit the Empoleon or do we hit a Zeraora? Because that Zeraora is like knocking things out on the bench. But that Zeraora is at full health. Realistically, they accomplish the same thing, except this Zeraora hits for more. So I'm thinking we just boss this Zeraora and then just Magical Echo it. I think that's the best play here. Right? Because we can also heal our Altaria. Or not heal our Altaria, heal our Serperior. Just knock out that Zeraora. Now our Altaria will unfortunately get KO'd here, but potentially we can Starwinder, which will do 220 damage if we attach a double turbo to it. So that's kind of my end game here. They can cross fist whatever if they find an energy, which they kind of can, guaranteed, because thanks to Octillery. But we can just win the game next turn. So I'm not super concerned about it. Like, there's no way they can KO this Serperior, and if they disrupt our hand, that would suck. But I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens. That's another good thing. Okay, they're gonna Luminous Sign here. Now this is my query. Are they gonna Marnie me? I really hope they don't, because we just have game in hand, right? But if they Marnie me, that would really be unfortunate. That would be an unfortunate situation. We're just gonna have to wait and see what they decide to do here. I mean, us taking a knockout obviously frees up that bench space. Okay, they have Irida, so unless they're just trying to get it to thin the deck, okay, they're gonna play Irida. So we have game in hand here. There's no way they can take 5 prizes this turn, and there's no way they can knock out this Serperior V-Star. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for my opponent. They're gonna escape rope me. Okay, that's fine. Okay, you can escape rope me. I'll just go into the Serperior, because it doesn't matter. Yeah, like it doesn't matter to me. You can take this knockout. Because you already told me that you're not going to Marnie. I don't really mind. But then again, what's my other option? Like, I can go into this Serperior, and they can't KO it. I mean, that could have been it, because I deny them a KO, like 2 KOs. But they need to find their energy here in order to attack, and it has to be that Spiral energy. Oh, they're gonna retreat. Okay, so they're gonna retreat and go into Empoleon V. I mean, thankfully for us, we just Starwinder for the KO here. For 220 damage, so that's fine. Like, you can take him out my Serperior. I'm just gonna win the game. Yeah, okay. So that's GG's against my opponent here. I mean, if my math is right, maybe it's not. I mean, you know, maybe I'm being a little bit of a goof here, but that's objectively the right play for my opponent, because they're thinking, okay, well, next turn I can take 3 prizes with Crobat and Altaria, but I'll just go into Serperior and attach a double. Oh, there's our other double turbo energy as well. Awesome. Yeah, because Starwinder, 60 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. 240 minus 20, 220. Boom. See you later, Empoleon. Near perfect math. We'll send up our other Serperior. It doesn't matter. There you go. See you later. GG's versus the Rapid Strike box. We actually didn't have, like, we had really bad prizing too, so that could have been a struggle, but ultimately we came out on top. So what did you think of my Serperior V-Star deck? I mean, I think this deck is super, super cool. Like, Serperior V-Star is so much fun to play. I think it's also very underrated. Like, in this format, where you have cards that can now reduce damage instead of heal, like Gardevoir, Radiant Gardevoir, and V-Guard Energy specifically, you can reduce the damage and get it off you with Altaria. Like, I think that this is a super, super fun deck to play. The changes that I would make to it, I think for sure, there's 2 cards I'm for sure adding. A Big Charm and a Hisuian Heavy Ball. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 one-of cards that can be absolutely crucial to our matchups. So adding that Hisuian Heavy Ball can absolutely, like, turn the tides of the game for sure, as well as the Big Charm. Like, same principle with the Big Charm is, like, it gets us to so many, like, an HP threshold that so many decks can't deal with. Like, they can just hit that 280 mark. So if we have a V-Guard or his Radiant Gardevoir or a Big Charm or any combination of the 3, we can reduce the damage being done to us by too much for our opponent to deal with. Like, they just that extra little bit helps us secure victories. So those are the changes I'm going to make to the deck for sure. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching. like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below, what would you keep and what would you change? What do you like and what do you dislike of my Serperior V-STAR deck list? And don't forget to subscribe to the Hitmonchanting channel. I post 2 new Pokemon trading card game videos every single week. And yeah, tick that notification bell just to make sure you don't miss any of them. And with all that said and done, Hitmonchanting out.